Okay, here we go. Going to drive this scenario by JB Fried or Fried. Apparently it's been raining for days and shit's wet. Surprise. I've tried this a couple of times and I've gone badly. Let's see what happens this time. Maybe I'll pay attention. Maybe I'll bugger it up again. We shall see. Anyway, using the Raildriver, Tram 2021 from Dovetail. Alright, let's get into the cab. Let's get things moving so we're not late again, because that's what made us fail last time. Wipers on, headlights on, bit of a bell action, brakes are off, let's go. Gotta go slow. Once I get it moving, there we go. Let's have a bit of a look at the outside. Oops, so we're driving the Interurban. We're coming off this barge that, I don't know, was it pulled here by a cable? Was it pushed here? Where's a ship? I don't know. Something. Needs to know the history. The other thing I'm kind of curious about is this being Pittsburg, and around the corner is Bay Point, and we head down through Concord and Walnut Creek and all those places where I used to live when I was in America, into Oakland and then finally San Francisco. The question in my mind is this the right of way that BART was built on about, I don't know, 40 years later, I think. So from where it's set here, it's probably it's late 30s, so 30 years later. Late 60s was BART. So, well, we're off the barge by the looks of things. Let's pick up a little bit of pace. Let's have a look. Yep, definitely off. Coming into some wet stuff. Game's going to yell at me any second. Yep, there we go. It's wet. Surprise! The history of this that was explained earlier is that this is a drained marsh. And when it rains a lot and there's a high tide, well, it just doesn't go that well. Yeah, apparently I've got a viewer. It's kind of surprising for a stream when no one knows I do it. So we'll keep our speed down a little bit as suggested. We'll stick to under 30. This scenario is very finicky about where you stop, I've noticed, so be a little bit careful. Looks dry. Fantastic. That would tempt you to speed up to 80 mile an hour, which is the speed limit, but we're not going to do that because did that before, buggered it up. So let's just stick to this speed for now, because we're almost at the first stopping point, which is West Pittsburg. Green signal. It's interesting that working on a real railway, you often call the signals out, because it's a way of your mate knowing whether you're awake, and it's your way of knowing whether they're awake. It's kind of handy that you're both actually awake. Don't have a mate in here though. Alright, here comes our first stop. Let's try and stop before the end of the platform this time. Some milk cans and some other freight on the left there, but they're not for us, apparently. So we want to stop before this signal so that we actually load up. Well, let's see if it loads here. Or does it want me to go another? No, it wants me to go a couple more feet. Or meters. Let's get it to the 0 point and stop. Hopefully it'll load. No, of course not. There doesn't seem to be a manual way to make it load. Oh, maybe there is. Maybe I need to push the button. There we go, look at that. Smart. If I push the button, things work. But anyway, let's pop outside because there is going to be... Oh, there is another train. It's already there. It's popped in off this other line, which seems to go somewhere, and is now going back. There you go. Look at that. We're still loading, of course, because, man, those two people take a long time to get on, don't they? It's just like a real train. Waiting for your passengers. Yeah, we're almost boarded. Look at that. That lady's looking at her watch. Train's gone. This one over here. What's she doing? Instruction complete. How about that? Better get back in and let's go. Brakes off. Green signal. Bit of horn action. Off we go. I was trying to figure out whether the American Horn Rule 14 came into effect after this railway or after this time frame, and I couldn't actually find out. So coming up to a very low speed zone, and having learnt from previous attempts at this, we want to slow down a lot more because there's water down here. Because just around this corner there's a subway underpassing some other train tracks, AT and SF, I think, from memory. And learning from experience, since it's flooded, we have to go through this at less than 5 miles an hour. So I'll stop just before the water and we can have a look at it anyway. How about that? I've got a viewer. Wow. How did that happen? Welcome, whoever you are. Say something in the chat if you want. Alright, let's just stop before we go into the water. Almost equalise the brakes. That's not a good thing from a train point of view. Okay, let's just have a look outside. Oop, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? There we go. That's right, because I zoomed in. Looks kind of deep, but apparently we can go through it. Oh well, we'll see what happens. We're going to do this from outside. It probably should be this one, really. And we're not supposed to go through it more than 5 miles an hour, so I'm just going to let it roll in. And knowing my luck, it won't be fast enough to get out the other side. Alright, let's put a bit of brake on, because we don't want to go over 5, because it gets upset when we go over 5. Bit more brake. It's a nice reflection of the bridge. Got to give him that. Still just rolling. Gonna have to power sooner or later because it'll start going up. According to the little text down here, it's the Southern Pacific and the AT and SF. Which you might think was San Francisco, but I think it's Santa Fe from memory. What would an Aussie know though? Let's give it a little bit of juice. Hope it doesn't explode because it's wet. Uh-oh. Too much juice. God, don't tell me I'm going to make it through this time. Almost tempted to floor it now just to make it fail for the fun of it. How do you make a train stay under 5 miles an hour? Now, when can I speed up? That's a good question. Who knows? Oh, get one of those boring pop-ups. Well, apparently that was all there was to this scenario. I was hoping it would go all the way through, but no. Okay. Well, what we might just do then, let's just do a quick drive. So we want this route. And so let's pick the route. We want to go from Mallard. We want to go all the way through to milepost 0, Trans Bay Platform 5, which is a bus depot now. It's going to be a pretty long run. What loco did I just select? Guess we'll know in a moment. Just going to reset the Raildriver. Uh-oh. This isn't really what I wanted. Let's go and have a look outside at what we've got. I think let's just restart that. Will this take me back to the menu? Dunno, is it just going to restart the scenario with the same stuff? It's going to restart with the same stuff. That's not what I want. I want to get out of here. Yes. And I want to pick an appropriate vehicle this time. Quick drive. Let's be a bit smarter about the vehicle this time. You can tell I don't play this much, can't you? Stream's off to a great start so far. One of my viewers still there. Hey, they are. Wow. Where is this damn thing? There it is. That's what I want. Why don't we have it with 2 motors and 3 trailers? That seems like a good idea. I wonder if that fits on the barge. We'll know in a minute. Haven't even started yet and I'm already thirsty. Okay, let's give it some brake. Let's get our wipers going because apparently it's still wet. Get into forward, bit of horn, bit of throttle and release the brakes. And away we go. Speeding already. That's a good start, isn't it? Oh well. Already lost a bunch of points. You only get about 2,000 for the run and it takes forever. It's one of the things I like much better about TSW2. It's a whole lot more forgiving. So are we off? No, we're not off the barge yet because this is a long one. How did that even fit on the barge? Were those last 2 carriages in the water? Must have been. There's no way that fit on the barge. Interesting. Anyway, at least we don't have to worry about wet shit, so we can speed up now. So off we go, crossing the swollen creek. Just get used to that yellow flashing thing over there. At least it's better than when you've got a keyboard. Okay, 80 mile an hour. We can pick up a bit of speed now. But not heaps, for the same reason we didn't before. Let's just have a look at our train go past. Here it comes. Now, one of the interesting things about just doing a quick drive is you can't set up into intermediate stops. It's something else TSW2's got over TS21. You can set up intermediate stops there and you can tell that it's a passenger train. I haven't found a way to do that here. Maybe it's there and I'm just missing it. Anyway, we are coming up to West Pittsburg again. Oh, there's tank cars over there this time. Milk cans are still there though. And a whole lot of people standing in the rain who should be in a shelter. But we're going to stop here and see if they'll get in. Not sure if they will. Alright, let's give it a crack. Nah, we can't load. Alright then, off we go. We'll stop at all the big ones anyway and just pretend. Points are set for me. Still bumpy as. Wonder who maintains that track. Nice sharp curve coming up, 30 mile limit. It's interesting to see this area like this, because when I lived in California, this area is gone. It's all built up. I even have some photos of where that loading dock or the ferry slip is. It is actually still there, bits of it. Just need to keep the speed down a bit here. No water this time. I can give it a little bit of beans. I did like the touch with the water, but it was a bit anal retentive in the way it worked. Maybe I should work out how to build scenarios, and then I can make my own that actually can stop with passengers and things. That's bright. Very bright. I need sunglasses. Hang on. Problem solved. Now it's just pink. The brightness is starting to go out of the sky now, so I can take these off again. Must have just been pointing into the sun or something. We're back in the 80 zone now. My general experience is if I keep it to between 50 and 60 on the corners, it seems to be happier, and that little green dot surrounded by yellow and red on the left hand side doesn't get too unhappy. I'm ignoring the 4 hoots rule because I hate it. But I also don't think it was in effect when this was happening, which was about 1937. I don't think it had come in yet. I was trying to find out for sure, but it's a bit hard to find out. We're going to stop soon at McAvoy, just because we can. I don't even know if McAvoy still exists. Maybe it's a suburb of Bay Point or something. Could look it up, I suppose, but I'm just not that excited about it. If you're excited about it, look it up. Let me know. Yeah. I've had 3 people watching. This apparently is a green signal, these flashing red ones. I'm going to slow down anyway. Just in case the next one's red. And it is, look at that. So what do I do about a red signal in a quick drive? Can I ask to go past it? No. Is there something else coming? Can't zoom out, unfortunately. And here am I currently sitting in the middle of an intersection, but you know, there's not a lot of cars coming. How long do I sit here at a red signal? Oh, it's because the points are the wrong way. Change them from here? Oh, yep, can. Look at that. Alright. Dummies Inc. Why would they be the wrong way? Given this is a quick drive, I would have thought I was the only thing here. Alright, off we go again. Just not going full beans because I'm trying to avoid wheel slip. There's that pink sky again. It's kind of funny, really. Don't know what's funnier, that it's pink or it's more pink where the wiper doesn't go. That just seems weird to me. Oh well. Apparently I've got this place called Nichols coming up. Wonder what Nichols looks like. Bet you it's a little hut. Yep, it's a little hut. Imagine driving this route for real. You'd be forever second guessing yourself about whether there was someone at one of these things or not. Alright, that's enough for the 0 passengers to get in. Brakes off we go. At least the headlights work. Are there lights on inside? There's a question. There are! Wow. I didn't even do that, it just worked. How about that? Nice rail fan moment. Port Chicago, which apparently was called Bay Point before it was Port Chicago, and if I remember correctly, is once again called Bay Point. Surprise. Give it a bit of beans here anyway. We're a mile out. "41 miles to go." This might take a while, you know. Especially if I keep stopping everywhere. But we're going to do that because it makes it fun. Otherwise it's monotonous. Driving along through the pink rain. Is there a Prince song about that? No, that was Purple Rain. At least this one's a proper station. Bit hard, bit early. And we've got train order signals there with no train orders. And no matter how much I press the button, no one gonna get on or off. So off we go. Oh, there we go, leaving Bay Point. This is Green Wooden Bart. I think that was green. Hope it was. Yep, corner. And we're coming up on Clyde. Everyone seems to have a place called Clyde. Must be popular. That and Portland. I've never been to a country that hasn't got a place called Portland. Sometimes more than one. I think America's got 17 or 20 or something like that. Australia's got 3 that I know of. Weirdness. But that's okay. Is that Clyde coming up on the right? No, it's too soon. It's just a little building. Oh yes, we have a mandatory stop coming up after Clyde too. Not so much this time. Don't have to worry about hitting a car, they go straight through you. Where is this little station called Clyde? There it is. See what happens when you're on lockdown again? Day 1 of 5. And I'm streaming to... Oh, we've had 5 playbacks, but no one's staying by the looks of things. That's okay. This isn't exciting. I'm used to talking to myself. That'll do. Get on and off quick. Now, coming up soon, I've got this interesting thing that I'm not sure I've seen anywhere else in the world. A mandatory stop where one railway crosses another one to look for trains instead of a signal. But there you go. I think there's too many cars on this road, given it was the 1930s. There's our stop coming up here. Might point out I've driven this route once before and it was in the other direction, so I'm kind of good to have the HUD. Alright, so we stop and we look out that side, no train. And then we look out that side. Well, you couldn't tell really, could you? Oh well. Brakes off. Let's go. Trying to trim the throttle till that point just before the brakes release, so I don't roll back. Alright, full beans. Did I miss an X marker? It is a bizarre power line structure. Little crossings don't get X markers. We're starting to go uphill now, but I want to stop soon. At Omar. Omar, it's a station. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to stop anymore. If I can't see a passenger there, we're going to keep on going. But I'll slow down. We'll have a look. Same with the next one, which is called Adeline. 36 miles to go. So at this speed, this stream will last about 35 more minutes. If I don't bugger anything up. That never happens. No, we're not stopping here, there's no one here. More beans. Yep. Curve coming. Concord sounds like one we'll stop at. That sounds big. This one's got... It's got a dinghy. Where's the dinghy? Why can't I turn? So it just creaks its way around the corner. Sounds like a ship. We are going to stop at Concord. And we have to slow down a bit for Concord too. A little bit more. That'll do it. Will that get us to 20 in time? Race is on. I'm tipping yes. Let's see if we can see this one. It does have a wig-wag signal. Makes the weirdest noises, doesn't it? Even I get bored when it's that slow. Oh, there is someone standing here. What if you'll get on? We shall soon know. Imagine just standing there in the weeds like that. Reminds me of Puffing Billy. Let's have a look if they get on. They just mill around. Oh, no. Maybe they are. Look at that. There's always another one, isn't there? Just wandering along. They don't seem to care. She doesn't seem to care either. What about this bloke? Oh, how did I get out here? I crashed. Out of memory. Wah, 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 wah. Bugger. That hasn't happened before. Okay, well, I guess that's a bit of an end to this stream. Maybe I'll try and make a scenario and come back. Oh well. Bye now.